Welcome to a TikTok special of Warhammer Tactics Battle Report. Now I've only got 3 minutes to cram in battle report, so I'm going to get a move on. This battle report was a 1,250 point practice game for the upcoming Chaos Rising 4 tournament. Jonathan Rushford of Canterbury Crusaders volunteered to test my list, Fanfare for the Common Orc, with his Ogres, an army I'd never played against. For quickness, here is my army list for Fanfare, the Sweeney, and we haven't had any dinner yet. Ogre turn 1. Sweeney won the first turn and all units moved forward at around 10 inches to avoid getting charged next turn. In the magic phase, the Butcher cast Troll Guts, but this was negated by 2 Dispel dice. The Butcher then launched Bone Cruncher. I let this spell go through as I wanted to keep 2 Dispel dice in reserve for the expected Bang Stick. The multiple Strength 2 hits failed to wound my Toughness 5 Chariot. The expected Bang Stick never happened, and with the Lead Belchers remaining silent this round, this ended Ogre turn 1. Fanfare turn 1. Both cavalry units failed their animosity, but as the Boar Riders had Bork's flag, they automatically passed their first failed animosity test. The Wolf Riders, however, stayed put. One Night Goblin unit was close enough to release 2 fanatics, but neither reached the Iron Guts. The Trolls raced up the battlefield as bait for the mass rank of Ogre Balls, and the Chariot moved and turned. In the magic phase, Grot Lake successfully cast Brainbuster on the Iron Guts, but the Butcher used the Dispel Scroll, much to the Shaman's disappointment. So, the Night Goblin tried to cast Brainbuster again, as he had Ditto Staff. Not enough was rolled for it to go off, so I used the Night Goblin's Mushroom to boost the spell. But I rolled a 1, followed by another 1, and this gave the result that his head exploded. In the shooting phase, both Spear Chuckers missed their respective Lead Belcher targets, and the Arrow Boys were fully ineffective. Ogre turn 2. The Bruiser with the Ball unit charged the Trolls. The Lead Belchers on the right flank surprised me and charged the Boar Boys. The Iron Guts decided to stay put, but the Butcher left the squad for protection behind Stone Pillar. The Lead Belchers on the left flank skewered a little so they could still shoot the Wolf Riders and then threaten the flanks of the infantry blocks. In Magic, the Butcher elected to cast Troll Guts on the Iron Guts. I failed to dispel this. For shooting, the Lead Belchers targeted the Wolf Riders let rip. One cannon misfired, causing a wound on the firer, and the other scored 8 shots. Of these 8 shots, needing only 4s, none hit, and the Goblins, after clenching their eyes shut, opened them to see everyone was unharmed, except for the Lead Belcher that misfired, of course. In combat, the 2 Lead Belchers that charged the Boar Boys scored 2 wounds from the attacks. They did not get impact hits, as 3 models minimum are required to get this bonus. Ogres caused 2 wounds. The Boar Boys had failed their fear test, so needed 6s to hit back. They hit nothing. The unit strengths were equal. Ogres caused 2 wounds, and the Boar Boys had a banner. They lost by 1, but still managed to roll 6 or under. The Trolls suffered impact hit attacks, received 6 wounds. The remaining Troll did 1 wound in return, and then one of the Trolls regenerated back to full health. However, with a tally of 2 wounds against, outnumbering, standard bearer, and 1 rank, the Trolls needed 3 on the break test, thanks to the General being near. The Trolls ran away, but the Ogres seemed to just slump forward 3 inches. Fanfare turn 2. All animosity tests were passed. The General and his Chariot declared a charge into the presented flank of the Ogre Balls. The Wolf Riders, seeing a flank charge on the Lead Belchers, declared a charge. They passed their fear check and were free to engage. The compulsory movement, the 2 fanatics both zoomed to destruction on the centre stone spire. It must have been magnetic. The Trolls rallied, and the Chariot passed its fear test and smacked into the side of the Ogres, causing 7 hits, 6 of which caused a wound. The 2 Night Goblin units moved closer to the Iron Guts, one releasing its fanatic, which failed to reach anything. Nothing happened in the magic, but in shooting, the Arrow Boys and the Spear Chucker on the hill managed to take out an Iron Gut, which caused a panic check, and the Ogres turned and fled. Combat. The Wolf Riders failed to wound the Lead Belcher, but in return, the Ogre fighting them also fluffed his attacks, which meant the Ogres lost by 2, 1 for flank attack and 1 for outnumbering. They failed their break test and were run down by the pursuing Wolf Riders. The Boar Boys on the left flank caused 3 wounds, killing a model and received none returned. The lone lead belcher fled out of range of the pursuing Boar Boys. In the combat between the Bulls and the Chariot, both heroes wanted to challenge each other. Gil Emerson had the headbutting hat, which can only be used in the challenge, and the Bruiser had the tenderizer. The challenges went something like this.
Hey, what are you going to do about it?
Do what I'm feeling like.
Oh yeah, come on.
The hat missed, but the Orc's great weapon inflicted 3 wounds on the Bruiser, which unfortunately had 4 wounds, so the Ogre got to attack back. The tenderizer is a magic item that the Ogre had. With each successful wound, he does not 1, but D3 wounds. With 4 attacks, this gives a potential of 12 wounds. The Bruiser scored 1 wound. There was a rules dispute over if the Chariot crew could fight because of the challenge. I said they could, but let them be. I caused 9 wounds, less 1 wound received, less 1 for standard bearer, less 1 for outnumbering, plus 1 for a flank. The leadership break test could not be passed. I elected to pursue, and despite a good run by the Ogres, they were ran down. Ogre turned 3. The Ogre force was decimated. Jonathan rolled to see if the Gorge would come on. No. Rolled to rally the Iron Guts. No. Rally the Lead Belcher. No. And with only the Butcher still in play, he decided to concede the game.